G'day and welcome to Lorbek Luxury Cars in Melbourne. Some of you may know, as the outfit suggests, I do some video work for Lorbek, and even by its standards, it's got a showroom full of some pretty tasty metal at the moment. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to give you a bit of a tour and look at some flash cars. Put your hands up if you're excited. Okay, so let's start near the door with this 488 Pista, which is apparently sold. Is this a Pilotti? I don't think it is. I think it's just a stripe, but it's a lovely spec anyway. And it's next to, I guess it's somewhat spiritual predecessor, kind of, the 512 Boxer. Has the flat 12, or it's a, what is the 180 degree V12, isn't it, on display? Got more Ferraris. We've got a Portofino. Let's have a look. Portofino M, is it? Just a regular Portofino, but that's okay. Blue over cream. Very nice. Now let's go to all the ones with their arms in the air. We've got a 570 GT in a very cool colour. Great rims too. Oh, let's have a look inside as well. Since these things are open, we might as well have a look. Next in the McLaren stable, we have a 570 S GT. Let's have a look. 570S. These Sport Series McLarens are, it's a nice interior actually, the carpets. Usually McLaren interiors are just black, but let's get a bit of colour into it. I actually did a video on this car, 650S Can-Am, only 50 in the world. 650S Spider Can-Am, and it was awesome. I hadn't driven a 650S before. I couldn't believe how good this car is. These are the supercar bargain at the moment. The Can-Am, being so rare, has a bit of a premium on it, but it's still, you know, only 400 grand. But the performance, like, this is a 10-year-old car now almost, but it felt brand new to drive. It was so fast. Amazing steering. These things are an absolute bargain. Next up, we have a pretty special Aventador, because this is an Aventador 50th anniversary, I believe. Yeah, LP 724. So we've got an extra 20 horsepower over the regular Aventador. Very limited numbers, special two-tone paintwork. Two-tone interior. Very cool. What have we got next? We've got a Vanquish. Never driven one of these. Would quite like to. Don't see them around that often. What have we got? We got 280 grand for a proper V12 Aston. This is something a bit special. It's the iconic poster car, isn't it? Of the 80s and every other decade. Was it LP 5000 with the wing. There's a cool little badge. Disney Bertoni. Look at that. Never driven one, would love to obviously. This is a cool car as well. This is an Elfin F5000 that was driven by John Bower back in the day. We've got the Ansett. We've got the Ansett sponsorship. For those who don't know, if you're doing this overseas, Ansett was an airline by Qantas. It's now gone out of date. Yeah, very cool historic race car. We have another. It's an Aventador S. I think I did a video on this car too. Aventador S Roadster. So we've got the adaptive suspension, we got more power, another 40 horsepower, 740. Again, a car that surprised me a bit because, yeah, it felt better than I remembered. This is another cool car. I did a video on one of these, though not this car, the other one I just sold. 620R, I think there are only like less than 5 or something of these in the country. There was only 225 globally. A real raw track day special. Obviously you can see all the carbon wings, all the carbon splitter. Super cool carbon seats, look at these. Yeah, this car does not muck about. It is with the roll bar there. Obviously 620 horsepower as the name suggests. Super lightweight. Carbon ceramic brakes. That thing is a weapon. This isn't something that's for sale, but it's worth having a look at because, well, look at it. It's a Mura. Da, 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 da. There you go. Now that is a car. Have a look at the Transverse V12. Beautiful thing. Beautiful condition. Look at the interior. Oh, that is cool. Now, these, I went on the launch of this car with my good friend Dylan Campbell. I think it's the first launch we did together, maybe. And yeah, it was silly, and there was silly money. But the Abarth 500 was kind of the car that the sillier you made it, the more sense it made. All the way up to that Biposto that had like a dog box and stuff like that. I don't know, I think they're kind of cool. Especially if they're matched to an F8 Tributo. Now, let's talk about this car because this is a really interesting car. The F8 was made for such a small window of time. And I think COVID didn't help. This is the last car I went on the launch of just before COVID hit. Drove it at Sydney Motorsport Park, like a week before the world went crazy. This is not for sale. This is one of the Lorbek's own cars, but it's a really interesting car because I'd love to get the production numbers on it because they made it for such a small window that I think compared to a lot of other Ferraris, this would be a very rare car. And obviously it's the ultimate iteration before they went to, you know, 296. 296? Yeah. It's the last of the, you know, non-hybrid V8 mid-engine Ferraris. I think they will be worth big money for quite a while. In years to come. 430 Spider, very cool car. This one is an F1. We've got Ferrari corner over here. 599 GTB. Again, a car that's probably going to have its time because it's got an Enzo engine in it, for God's sake. Never driven one, have been a passenger in one. Super fast, awesome engine. What's a 599 worth these days? 350 grand. I suspect that might be a bit of a bargain in years to come. Testarossa, proper Testarossa. Very first, it's not a Monospecchio. Got the dual mirrors, but still. Obviously, lots of people talking about Testarossas at the moment with the reveal of the new one. Classic colour combo. Red over cream. This is a GT40 replica. It's just called a Super Performance, I think. Yep. Very wild car. Cool motorsport engineering there. Couple little V8 Vantages. But let's go have a look at some other stuff. One of my favourite cars in here is actually this. Because it is just such a baller car. You see so few of them. Phantom drop head coupe. I mean, this was the most expensive car in the world when it was new, I think. You know, we're talking $1.3, $1.4 million. And this one has actually got, which I think makes it even cooler, quite a few Ks on it. It's got 60,000 Ks on it. Where is it? Yeah, 63,000 Ks. So someone did a lot of miles in this, relatively speaking, which is just awesome. And it's just so massive. It's got so much presence. Very special car. A couple of 911 cabriolets. We've got an SL63. We've got two SL63s over here, I think. I don't know. Drove that when it was new. Pretty cool car. But this is my favourite. This is like my dream car. I don't know why. It's one of those cars that... I think we've all got cars like that. But maybe you can't really explain why. They just strike a chord with you. And for me, that colour car, those wheels, perfect. Would love to drive on one day, hopefully. 981 Boxster S, F-Type Coupe. You don't see many of those. There's very few of those for sale on them at the moment. So if you want one, call Lorbek, I guess. 911 cabs. C2 Corvette. You've got some really cool cars over here actually. This Volvo is awesome. It's in beautiful condition. It's a beautiful colour. It's an ES 1800, I think. I'm terrible with these old Volvos. We're P1800. Yeah, 1800 ES. So we've got the Estate. Just look at that. That is such a cool car. Also in the underrated and possibly value, relatively speaking, pile, we've got 981 Cayman GT4. So this is the first Cayman GT4, so it doesn't have the proper GT engine, but even so, awesome car. This is 190 grand, I think, with very few Ks on it. 190 grand, 45,000 Ks. That's fine. Like for a weekends / track car, it's hard to go past one of those. Next to the Volvo 300 SL Roadster. Again, display only, not for sale, but you know, we're talking well into 7 figures here. Next to the modern interpretation of the SL, the SLS. These are worth huge money now, thanks to those gull wing doors. Have I driven one? Yes, I drove the Roadster. I love the Roadster. Such a cool car, mega engine. Lovely E-Type. Couple of British Roadsters over here. Another car you don't see very much of. Morgan Supersport. And the colour on this SF90 is fantastic. Can't remember what it's called. It's called Rosso Fiorano or something like that.
See there? On this side it's fuel that time. So there you go. Nice.
Really good. Is it a Super Sport? I think it's a Super Sport.
Yeah.
Oh no, Aero 8, sorry. Aero 8. Very, very few of these in the country. That's got, what, 3,000 Ks on it? Let's go get some more cool cars. Not real, apparently. Replica, but even so, is that such a bad thing? It probably drives just as well for a fraction of the price. Just look at it. Speaking of looking at it, see, that's a good looking car. So that was another one. This is another one of Lorbek's cars, own cars. That was my first video I ever did for Lorbek's. I love the STO. Love the STO. It's such a special car to drive. It is, yeah. Feels so light, so agile. They made a lot of them, but I reckon it'll hold its value pretty well too, just because it's, you know, it's raw, isn't it? It's the final. It's rear-wheel drive. It's lightweight. It's pure. It's no hybrid, etc., etc. What a car! Now let's go look at some stuff that isn't as exotic, admittedly, but still very cool. And that's part of the joy of this showroom. Another Sports Series McLaren. That's a 570, I think, with the Aero kit. Wraith. I've got to move back to get all the Wraith in. It's so weird for me that customers haven't accepted an electric Rolls necessarily, because it just makes so much sense for a Rolls Royce to be electric. Got Taycan GTS, but see, down here are some of the cars that I get excited about. Maybe not the super big dollar stuff, but maybe cars I drove that I loved. I mean, stuff like this. Look at that. Just an immaculate 420 SEC. You drive that every day, all day, every day, because it's just beautiful. What an amazing tour. I can't imagine how well that car would ride. What can we find over here? Another F-Type. Are people sleeping on these Jags? Maybe they are. How much is one? How much is this? It is so it's the 5-litre V8 Atmo. It's only got 26,000 Ks on it. 70 grand. So this car is a 5-litre naturally aspirated V8. Has 27,000 Ks on it. It is 70 grand. Like, there's 6. This is kind of a rare car. Again, a car I won in the launch of. The twin turbo V8. Kind of a cruiser. Understated. RS7. Lots to enjoy there. Let's have a look over here. We've got some SUVs, which, you know, they're fine. Not really my thing. E53 Coupe. Brilliant engine in these cars. And a couple of muscle cars. Look at this. It's hidden over in the corner. SRT Hellcat. Hellcat wide body. Hellcat red eye. Oh, it's a jailbreak. So this is a very final, very last Challenger. They did. 1 million horsepower. I think it's what, 800 or something. I've driven a couple of these and they are fantastic. They're huge money here in Australia because of obviously getting them imported and converted and all that sort of stuff. This is what, $300,000. But, oh man, they're so comfy to drive. They ride really well. There's unlimited power, make a great noise. And speaking of, this is another bargain. I sound like I'm not paid to sell cars for Lorbek, but there's just so much cool stuff in here. Not for sale, sadly. These things are value. These are such good cars. S63 Coupe. Just everything you'd want in a luxury Grand Tourer. Unbelievably fast, good to drive. Magic body control could feel a bit weird if I think it was an option. Yeah, it made the car sort of lean into corners, and it made it a bit weird to drive, but still a very cool car. And they're not worth, relatively speaking, they're not worth much money these days. You know, I thought Lorbek had a black GTS somewhere. Maybe it was in Sydney. Here we have an Urus. You can see these are cars that are pretty much sold. So there's an Alpine A110 out there, which is really cool. Here we go. We've got the 63 Club. C63, again, future classic, just because. Try that again. C63, future classic, just because they aren't there. Mega power in a quite small car. This S-Class looks nice. What have we got here? An S350 BlueTech. That's all you get. $57,000. Are you kidding? 57 grand. For basically a current gen S-Class. CL63. The update with the 5.5. It probably suits this car a bit better in terms of its power and its torque and stuff like that. Another cool car. I can't remember the code for that. And then finally, CLS63. I wish it was a shooting brake, but I love those rims. They were a great car to drive, unbelievably fast, you know, exciting, being rear-wheel drive only. Super good. Let's have a look how much it is. There you go, $112,000. All right, so that's Lorbek Luxury Cars. go and follow their YouTube channel. You can see me talk about some of these things and drive them, which is exciting. But there's plenty of turnover, so maybe I'll do another video in the future. As you can see over there, there's an F40 bonnet, a couple of bikes. I know nothing about bikes, sorry, but there's some pretty cool ones. Anyway, oh, there's an F1 car out there as well. But yeah, showroom full of cool stuff. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite car was, or maybe the 3 you'd want to drive home. I'll see you next time.